and welcome to our talk about Intelligent Boost today. I'm Duggan-Rees from DXC, and I have my colleague with me, Scott Brodie. We're going to talk about how Intelligent Boost can help you with your smart manufacturing initiatives. So, before I start today, I'm just going to talk about the IoT challenges that exist in the industry, and then I'm going to talk about how customers are buying versus building their IoT solutions, and then I'm going to talk about how Intelligent Boost is being created on the Microsoft Azure platform and how we're helping customers use that platform to overcome these challenges. So, according to a Microsoft Digital Signals report that was released 7 months ago, the top challenges for industrial IoT solutions are the complexity of implementation and integration, cybersecurity, shortage of in-house expertise, and also the struggles with upskilling those resources and the inability to utilise data effectively. So, if we take those challenges, what I've then seen in the market over the last 2 years, and also the report stated that more companies are buying off-the-shelf solutions for industrial IoT rather than building their own. And this, I believe, in the report strongly suggests that that's because of these top challenges that exist. So I'm going to touch on the Microsoft portfolio, and this is in relation to the portfolio's ability to deliver smart manufacturing capabilities. So if we just go through these points up here in relation to where Gartner has recognised Microsoft as a leader. So industrial IoT platforms, industrial IoT data integration tools, endpoint protection, distributed hybrid infrastructure, robotic process automation, and analytics and business intelligence platforms. And the reason that I brought these up again is because you need these to be successful in your smart manufacturing initiatives. In fact, all your smart manufacturing capabilities can be delivered on Microsoft Azure, which was an amazing surprise and a great surprise to us, being a large Microsoft partner at DXC, and particular in the IoT analytics, machine learning, AI and Gen AI use cases. Again, you could solely use Microsoft Azure for these capabilities. We would then augment those with Dell hardware, for example, and also augment it with products such as Intel for the very advanced AI use cases that you have. So let's just talk about the buy versus build dynamics. It can take up to 20 different vendors to supply your company with a smart manufacturing solution. That really does result in complexity and cost and slower times to deploy. So choosing Microsoft and Azure for your strategic capability for smart manufacturing is a sensible decision. So is buy or build best for your particular company when it comes to smart manufacturing solutions? So the things to consider when choosing whether or not you should be buying or building the capabilities on Azure yourself, you need to choose which of the services on Azure you need for each use case. Okay? And there's many services within Azure. There are around 100 manufacturing use cases for smart manufacturing. And that's without even counting the supply chain and logistics area. And one customer told me the other day it was 120 use cases just in the factory. And of course they range from simple all the way to very advanced. So when you're looking at Azure as a platform to provide this on, and I'll talk to you in a minute how many services that will include, but it can be very complicated. And then you need to determine how each of those services are configured for each of those use cases, and then how to integrate all those services, and then how to integrate them with ERP, your MES systems, your CMMS systems, etc. And then you need to calculate the consumption of each one of those, so you can then bill each factory fairly. So if you've got a factory that just uses predictive maintenance, then you need to be able to take all of those services, understand the cost, so you can bill them just for predictive maintenance. And if you've got a factory with many use cases, then you need to fairly then charge them for all of that consumption that they use on Azure. And a single use case could need up to 30 different Azure services when you're just using Azure for providing a complete smart manufacturing capability. So how and why was Intelligent Boost conceived? So if you've been part of a smart manufacturing initiative, using Azure or even a third-party platform, how much would your business benefit if you have been able to do those programs faster and cheaper and with less disruption to operations? And that's what we took on as a mission statement for Intelligent Boost. And to achieve that, what we did is we took DXC's and Microsoft's very best manufacturing and Azure experts, and then we combined our expertise and our skills together, and that's where Intelligent Boost was born. So DXC and Microsoft are global strategic partners, so we've co-developed this capability. And what really is it about to do? It's really about providing Azure to our customers in the most efficient, cost-effective and accelerated way. So that's really what we've been producing as a mission statement. It has many capabilities, and Scott will talk about those in much more detail in a minute, but at its foundation, it's a platform architecture that we have then selected the right services for each of those use cases. And the use cases could be quality control with computer vision, predictive maintenance with ML, it could be even AI assisting decision support on the factory floor. So for the common use cases that exist in the market, we've already pre-built these solutions. So we've selected the right Azure services, we've integrated them, we've configured them, and we've packaged them up so they're 80% ready for you to use, and then we would come into your business with you and do that last 20% configuration and integration with your machines, etc. So these solutions will also be monitored and supported 24/7. So it's a platform, and then we built these accelerators on top. So back to this buy versus build dynamics. We are actually then providing a buy off-the-shelf capability, but also providing you with most of the benefits for building your own solution. And how is it doing this? Well, it can be hosted inside your Azure tenancy, okay? And that really then does mean that your data exists within your cloud and edge environment walls, okay? It can be customized to your unique requirements. It can be used by DXC or our customers to build their own capabilities for new use cases, and also it can be used when you want to provide IoT onto your products as well. So platform architecture with a whole optimized capability using all of the required Azure services, and then it can be put into your tenancy and run within your capability, and obviously managed by DXC or all our customers. So you only pay then for what you use. So we're not selling a monolithic big software, for example. We're providing you with the ability to use Azure in the very best way and its complete capabilities for smart manufacturing, but you only pay for what you use. And also you scale at your pace. So you don't have to buy a big bit of software that then waits for you to add machines, use cases. It literally done. It's supplied as scaled at your pace. And really the capability is allowing our customers to use the very latest technologies in the market at faster, less cost, and with the ability to scale and adapt. So I'm going to hand you over to Scott Brodie, who's our Chief Architect for Intelligent Boost.
Cheers. Okay, so I'm an architect, so I'm a bit more visual, so I'll give you a few more diagrams. This one here, what I wanted to sort of say is, obviously Russell's been talking about the custom way of doing things and the buy off the shelf. So I want to say that, yeah, just to visualize that Boost is in the middle. It's the building blocks that can be used as an accelerator. And part of that is it lends itself to all of the rush towards AI at the moment, which again, is modular as well. You can decide what part of Copilot or OpenAI you want to use. And so yeah, very much it is. We can work with you and use those building blocks for the platform as well as using AI along with that. So what I wanted to talk through here is the platform for what we've been doing is platform as a service. And I wanted to really go through the value of platform as a service as opposed to traditional IaaS in the cloud. So I guess the question is, why did we build Intelligent Boost with PaaS? And really, one big one for me is evergreen with new features. There's always new features and you don't have to keep on updating, and so that's big for me. There's also pay as you go. That's great as well. A rich, comprehensive portfolio. Microsoft are constantly adding to it. And I'm not just talking about the cloud here, they're constantly adding to their portfolio on the edge as well. So I'll talk about IoT operations shortly and the way that Microsoft's view has sort of moved from the cloud back to the edge again. Secure by design, resilient by design, backup and DR are easily integrated. Low entry cost, you can do your proof of concepts, you can get under the bonnet, see how it all works, and it's not going to cost you a fortune. So easily scalable, that's all part of PaaS. This extensible architecture, you can integrate with a variety of other vendors. Microsoft pride themselves on that, being able to work with other parties, third parties and vendors. Rapid deployment, infrastructure as code. As an architect, this is important for me as well. Easily adopts DevOps tooling and processes. And again, an OS-free architecture, less moving parts, and lowers TCO. So now we've determined where Boost sits and the value of PaaS. Let's sort of look at what an accelerator is. Our definition. So for DXC, an accelerator is pre-designed architecture, integrations, and bill of materials. So this could be a broader reference architecture or a smaller micro-architecture. Again, we've got code developed and tested on the cloud and the edge. We might have a demonstrator built. When we do that, cost and pricing models developed. There's a project implementation plan. It's fully supported. And resourced. We will have all those resources defined, templated proposals, and again, PaaS is used, and again, we've got customer references. So this is what sort of an accelerator means for DXC. But again, I like a diagram, so this is what you might see in terms of what we can bring on the edge and in the cloud with our accelerators. Standard hardware, architecture, management, AI, ML, containers, functions, code, network in a box, security, all on the edge. And then in Azure, alignment with DevSecOps, the architecture, the management, the database schemas, functions, code, AI, ML, and security as well, all included. And again, you can see those four components, which I guess would say we're kind of principles. We want things to be standardized, we want them to be modular, we want them to be extensible, and we want the integrations. So I'm going to talk through the different accelerators that we have with Intelligent Boost. These are, I'll pick some here. The operational visibility is used a lot. So we may have, we'll get the data set, we can get the data, we can analyze it, and we can provide the alerting with that. Then we also have smart maintenance along with that. Sometimes operational visibility is used along with OEE and KPI reporting, so often they kind of go hand in hand. We have quality assurance, so later on feel free to come visit us at the Dell booth. We've got a quality assurance accelerator and demonstrator available there using AI on the edge. And environmental and health and safety. There's also a health and safety demonstrator there as well. So that's what our, and one point here is that these are sort of the low-hanging fruit. You know, these can also be integrated with each other, or you know, they can be extended. For example, you may have a requirement for decision support. You know, that's not in this list here, but again, that's something that can be added. And particularly with AI, you know, decision support, you know, for operators on the shop floor, factory floor, you know, that can be yeah, very useful for them as well. Okay, so I just want to also to call out here our strategic partners in doing all of this. We've got obviously the Microsoft Azure stack in there, the stack of services in Azure, but again, we're using Dell hardware, and there's the new Dell Native Edge software, which works very well with the new IoT operations, pushing out blueprints to the edge, all ARC enabled as well. For the ML and AI, we're using some Intel tooling to accelerate things as well. So Intel Getty is great, Converge is a pipeline which pushes to the edge as well, and OpenVINO for the models on the edge. So yeah, so there's a lot of complexity here, but with DXC we can help you package it out and meet those, meet your requirements exactly. So I wanted to cover IoT operations here. I mean, there was a lot of announcements at Ignite last year, and obviously around AI and Copilot and Fabric and everything. But for me, the big thing was IoT operations, which is a substantial suite of services at the edge provided by Microsoft. It's in public preview at the moment. It's going GA in later in the year. So I guess to sort of cover what IoT operations gives you, you know, it enables you to get that data, you know, and push it into the cloud for that intelligence, and then enable actions from that intelligence. So yeah, and I'll give you a little bit more detail now about exactly what IoT operations does. There's a number of modules. I mean, previously it was IoT Edge, well, it's still IoT Edge, but now there's a full range of contained services that IoT operations gives you. And again, it's modular, so you know, with Intelligent Boost and what we're doing with AI in the cloud and on the edge, we love modular. We can get that, the discovery of all of those sensors, bring that in, we can connect with OPC UA, there's a MQTT broker, there's a data processor, and again, there's layered network management, you know, so we can actually have proper sort of network management in a layered zonal way, you know, on the edge as well. And again, the connectivity up to the cloud, you know, straight through to Event Grid or through to Kafka, and connectivity through to Fabric as well. And you can see there, I've got Copilot, you know, encasing it. So what is happening in Azure? So and again, ARC-enabled Kubernetes is a big thing as well, because it can be highly available on the edge. So you can have a nice edge infrastructure that is yeah, highly available. So I think I just wanted to finish now with a quote, and it's from one of my favorite writers, and what he said was, "True innovation often arises from the courage to challenge conventional thinking and embrace the discomfort of uncertainty." Well, you know, with working with DXC and Intelligent Boost, you know, we can help hopefully guide you through the uncertainty in this brave new world. Many thanks.